channel. So today's tutorial is on this look and the look that you've just seen in the intro. The look is based around this kind of duochrome colour here. I mean, it looks pink in the viewfinder, and I mean it is pink, but in some lights it comes across orange. Like when I hold it like that, it actually looks like an orange colour, but I couldn't catch it on camera. I tried to in the tutorial, but I couldn't really catch it. So yeah, I wanted to do kind of like a pinky corally kind of look. It's really wearable and it was really easy to do. The only other eyeshadows that I used, because obviously I needed some matte colours for like transition shades, etc., was the Zoeva Cocoa Blend Palette, which looks like this. It's just a load of warm colours. So yeah, I mean, if you've got this palette and the Moondust palette, then you'll be able to do this look. So if you want to know how I got this look, then please just keep watching. So we're going to start off with the eyes, because I think there'll be a lot of fallout with this look, especially with the Moondust palette. So I'm taking my MAC paint pot in Soft Ochre. I'm just going to apply that with my fingers. This is just to prime the eyelid and to cover any discoloration on the lids. Next, I'm just going to set that in place with a powder. I'm using the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot translucent powder. Now going into the Zoeva Cocoa Blend Palette, we're going to take this colour here. It's called Substitute for Love. This is going to be our transition shade. So I'm just going to buff that into the crease using my blending brush by Spectrum. I don't know what brush this is because I don't think they're numbered. Well, they're not written on the brush anyway, but it's just a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to wipe off any excess on that brush, and then I'm just going to blend it because I did put quite a lot on, so be careful with these eyeshadows because they are quite pigmented. Next, from this palette, I'm taking this really warm colour here. It's called Freshly Toasted. It's like a really nice kind of burgundy colour. And I'm just going to put this through the crease, but I'm not going to blow it out so much. So this is just going to add some definition. And to do that, I'm just going to take my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush. And I'm just using window wiper motions with this, backwards and forwards, all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. And then I'm just taking the first brush we used just to blend those shadows together. Next, I'm going to take this colour here. It's called Beans Are White. It's like a really dark matte brown, and I'm just going to put this in the outer V. I am going to take this lightly though because I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm just going to see how we get on and slowly build it up. I'm using my Zoeva pencil brush. Now this is a large pencil brush. I like to use this for placing the product, and then I'll go back with my 227 to blend it out. I just feel like this brush fits my outer V perfectly, so I can kind of just place it and then blend it. I'm literally just packing that on first, just where I want it roughly. And then we're going to go in and blend it. So I'm going back in with my 227. Going back in with my fluffy blend brush. I like to blend at each stage. I'm actually just going to go in again with my 227 and just put a little bit more freshly toasted through the crease because I feel like it needs just that little bit more definition. So next I'm actually going to take this Revolution palette. This is the Acid Brights one. There's a load of bright colours in there. So what I'm going to do is take this orange colour here. It is very bright, but I only want a light layer of it because the shade that I want to use from the palette, which is this colour here, it's called Element. Now it looks pink there. It's actually like a duochrome eyeshadow. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch it on camera, but when you kind of put it in a different light, like when I bend it back, it comes out more orange. So because I want to bring out the orange in that shadow, I'm going to place down this bright orange first. But as I said, I'm only going to put like a really light layer. Okay, now and for the start of the show. As I said before, I'm going to take this colour here. Now these do apply much better with a damp brush. If they're used with a dry brush, they usually come out just quite sheer. So I'm just going to wet my, I'm still using my Urban Decay brush, but I'm just going to use the shader side this time, and I'm just going to spray it with some setting spray. I'm just using my Makeup Revolution Pro Fix spray. And then I'm just going to place that where we've put the orange neon colour. I've decided I am actually going to go in with some more of that dark brown on the outer V, just because it's, I think it needs a little bit more definition, a little bit more depth. So doing the same as before, I'm taking my large pencil brush. I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and just clean up the fallout that's come off. Moving on to face, I'm going to take my Olay moisturiser, which I use as a primer. It does say on here that it can be used as a makeup base. Super short today, I picked up this Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation. I picked up the colour Sand. I do have tan on at the moment, so I did want to get a nice warm fake tan kind of colour. Oh my god. I have just got this everywhere. Oh dear. Okay, anyway. Take the cap off, not the whole thing. does come with a pump. That's good. I'm just going to, hopefully it's not too orange. Oh, I thought it would be darker actually. I'm going to buff that in initially with my e.l.f. powder brush, but I use this as a foundation brush. I actually want to be a bit darker because I'm not matching right now. I feel like this shade would be perfect if I didn't have any tan on, but because I do, I'm just going to take my L'Oreal Infallible Foundation, which is quite orange, so hopefully I'll be able to blend these together and get the perfect colour. What I like to do with all my foundation is once I've buffed it in, I'll go over with a damp beauty sponge and just press the foundation into my skin. So I finally picked up the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I picked up the shade Light Warm. I haven't really had a chance to play with this yet because when I get up in the mornings for work, I literally hardly wear any foundation, any makeup, because I'm just always running late in the mornings. So I'm really excited to have a play with this. For bronzing slash contouring, I'm just going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Medium Bisque. I'm just going to start blending out my concealer with my beauty blender. To blend out my contour, I'm going to take my Real Techniques stippling brush. Next I'm going to go in with a cream highlighter. Again, I picked this up today. It's a Maybelline Master Strobing Stick. I got the shade Light. I liked it because it reminded me of MAC Soft and Gentle but in cream formula. So I'm just going to take that on my finger. It looked really pretty when I swatched it in the shop. To set everything in place, I'm just going to take my number 7 translucent pressed powder. So I'm just pushing this into the skin, going over where I put the contour. I'm not going to go over the cream highlight, I'm going to set that with a powder highlighter. So to set that highlight, I'm taking my trusty MAC Soft and Gentle, and I'm using the Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter, or the F03. Okay, so my highlighter's been set in place, so now I'm going to go in with my bronzer. Just going to take this kind of tapered brush from Spectrum, and I'm going to take my Rimmel bronzer. This is the shade Sun Glow. It does have some shine to it. It's not like a matte bronzer, so I'm just going to take that. Just to contour a bit more, I'm going to take my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm actually going to take the Sigma F03 brushes, which is the one I used earlier for my highlight, but I actually have two of these brushes, so this one won't have any leftover highlight on it. So I'm just going to dip that into the bronzer, really tap it off because I don't want a harsh contour. Spectrum brush, I'm just going to blend everything out so it's not harsh. And with the Hoola bronzer again, I'm just going to contour my nose. Just really lightly, nothing too harsh. And I always connect it up here, otherwise it looks a bit odd when the contour just stops here. Next, moving on to eyebrows. I know a lot of people normally do them first, but I like to do them sometimes after my foundation, or like now, right at the end of the look. So I actually picked up this Dip Brow Pomade for a bit of freedom. I picked up the shade Medium Brown. Just taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow brush. I don't know which one this is because the writing's rubbed off. It's a nice colour, it's not too warm, it's not too ashy, it's quite a neutral brown colour. First impressions, I really like it. Really nice colour, really creamy, really pigmented. Really impressed with it so far. I'm so impressed with the eyebrow product. That is got to be the best thing I've picked up from the drugstore so far. So just to set the brow hairs in place, I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I'm just going to add a little bit of blush, although I do quite like the skin as it is at the moment, but just so that there's a little bit of pink, I'm going to take my MUA blusher in the shade Cupcake. I'm just taking my Real Techniques blush brush to apply this. I'm just going to do a real light flush. Not too much. Just to add a bit of pink. So for under my eye, I'm going to go back to the Zoeva Cocoa Blend Palette. I'm going to do exactly what we did on the top. I'm going to go with Substitute for Love first, and then Freshly Toasted, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of that dark brown just on the outer part. I'm not going to take it all the way across because I don't want it too dark. To apply these, I'm just going to take my Zoeva 230 pencil brush. This is smaller than the one that I used earlier. It's probably like your typical pencil brush when you think of a pencil brush. So I'm just going to lightly buff that, starting with Substitute for Love, which was the initial transition shade we used. I'm taking that all the way from outer to inner. Then I'm going to go in with Freshly Toasted, which was that lovely warm Moroccan reddy colour. And then just to blend that out, I'm taking my Zoeva 227 with nothing on it, just to buff out that harsh line. And then with that large pencil brush, I'm going to dip into that dark brown, tap off any excess, and then I'm just going to pat that just on that outer part, almost match it with the upper lid. So I'm just going to take that, not even halfway. For my inner corner highlight, I'm actually going to go back into the Moondust palette, and I'm actually going to take this really pale pink shade here. I'm just taking a pencil brush to do this. I have wiped it off, so it hasn't got any of the colours on it. Not really showing massively. I'm just going to wet my brush and see if that makes a difference. Okay, that's a bit better. I'm just going to carefully curl my eyelashes. Taking Benefit's Roller Lash Mascara, and I'm just going to add a light coat. The lashes I'm going to go in with are these Vegas Nail lashes in the style Easy Elegance, and they're by Isla. Just whilst the eyelash glue is drying, I'm just deciding which colour to use. I picked up these two matte lipsticks from the Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid range. So I picked up the colours Nude Thrill and Nude Flush. I think I'm going to go with the shade Nude Thrill just because I do want to keep the lips quite nude. I don't want to take the attention away from the eyes. So I'm just going to go in with this Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner in the shade Addiction. I picked this up today as well. These smell really good. I can't put my finger on it, it's like a tropical kind of smell. It's not a very smooth application, like the formula feels quite blotchy, like as soon as I put the first swipe on it was quite... hasn't got the best pigment. I would have preferred a liner underneath this, I think. It's turned out okay actually, but initially I'm used to, I think the other liquid lipsticks that I have are just quite smooth, like you put that first one on and you know that it's a good, you know, you don't need to do much, you need to put a few swipes on, it's going to be okay. This is a little bit blotchy, but it's turned out okay. Really like the colour, it's a really nice nude. It hasn't dried matte yet, but whilst that's drying we'll go back to the eyes. So I'm just taking my Max Factor Kohl eyeliner pencil and I'm just going to tight line with this. Next I'm going to take my Collection 24-hour Extreme Felt Tip Liner. I'm just going to do like a really thin line over the lash band so you can't see the glue, although it has dried see-through, but I'd like to just make sure that I go over it. Next I'm going to take my Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara. This is really thickening and I'm just going to use this on my lower lashes because they're not really showing through because they're quite thin. I normally always like black in my waterline, but I think for today's look I'm going to take a white liner. This is the Rimmel Soft Ochre liner pencil in the shade Pure White. So it is really white, but it does kind of fade, so initially it's a bit intense, but my eyes are actually quite watery. It's not really showing up, but it's just, I'm just kind of using this to clean up any mascara that I might have got. Okay, so that's it for the makeup. I'm just going to go and get changed and do my hair, and then I'll be back to just show you the completed look. Okay, so I've just got changed and done my hair, which I feel like just ties in the whole look generally. Overall, I love this look. I love how like sparkly the eyeshadows are from the Moondust palette. I love it. I feel like if I was going to use it again, I'd probably use some glitter glue because it has transferred a bit up to like the upper part of my eyelid. But apart from that, I really like it. I can't wait to try the other colours. I'll definitely do another tutorial with the other shades. I especially can't wait to try like these lovely green bluey ones, and also the silver one looks really pigmented. I think that would be really nice for like a cool tone kind of look. But yeah, I can't wait to have a play, and I will do some more tutorials for you. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please follow me on my other social links, which I'll link down below. I mostly use Instagram. I'm trying to use Twitter a bit more, but I just can't get into it, unfortunately, for some reason. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!